Oh, Buddy the dog. As soon as the camera goes on, he likes to start making sounds. What do you think about this, Buddy the dog? It keeps raining. It rains and makes puddles and causes us grief. But there's not much we can do about it. We just got to keep on. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to work on something of our own. Well, we're going to set ourselves up to work on it, whether we get that all done today or not. And we're going to get started right after this. All right, welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rusty Oliver Man. Not doing a very good job of picking up my garbage, but it's just been, I don't know, this year. What's a guy gonna do? I don't even know what I got here. Is this? No, surely not. That's not full, is it? No, it's just got some in it. All right, we'll pick up that pile. This is what I'm after here. This poor F-12, which has sat and just absolutely got pounded with rain. And I hate that. I'm also looking at other failed projects we got sitting off to the side here. But I got my new tank, and I got a kit for this carburetor, and I got a kit for that fuel pump. But I'm tired of it sitting outside, A, and B, I don't want to take that carburetor off with it sitting outside because it's downdraft and then the motor will fill full of water. And we don't want that. So what I'd like to do is pull this into the shed. I think I got a place for it that I can easily get it in. I also got to thinking about, you know, hopefully, boy. Anyway, somebody was telling me about the drain cocks on the oil pan, and that you were actually supposed to drain out oil every day before you started and add a little bit of fresh, you know, so I didn't know that. I think it's sealed up enough though that it was protected. It's just, this is not ideal that it's been outside air. But like I said, if we pull it in the shed, then we can work on it without fear of sadness. And so that's what we're going to do. However, though, we got lots of crap that's in our way now. And that's unfortunate. Like that piece of garbage there, which needs to be worked on at some point. Did this tank hold fuel? It actually did. So the old boy that had it, that we bought it at the auction, he must have figured something out. Anyway, let's see if we can potentially start this. I don't know that we will. Last I tried, ooh, okay, well the fuel's been on the whole time. Last I tried, it didn't want to play nice. Somebody also suggested that maybe I had the timing too far. So this time I just put it a little bit. And also, if I remember right, pushing that closed is actually choke. And the other way is open. Will it run? I do not know, but we are soon to find out, friends. We are soon to find out. See, what I'm figuring has probably happened is sitting out here. It's probably really like the points have corroded up again. That's what I'm figuring has happened. that's okay. It doesn't need to run right now. We tried. We failed. Let's go get a tractor and see if we can pull it. What I'm hoping is going to happen is that I can hook the chain around that fork and it will kind of follow me. I don't know that that's going to be the case because that steel really bites the ground, you know, but we'll see. All right, now also along our journey, for this to work out like I envisioned, got to move this G out of the way. And I was right in the middle of something whilst I was doing that. And that was, I was trying to take those arms off and I didn't. I got them to move, but I couldn't do any more without a little pry bar action. So I figured I'd do that too. Whilst I'm at it. Or not. Oh, I just realized something else, friends, that I did not realize before. There's a second bolt. Second bolt would make sense. Get off there. All right. There's one. Huh. Did not notice that the other day. There was more than one bolt. I might have to take the second bolt loose on this one because it didn't want to move. Let's see if it'll move. No. That is on there for keeps. Okay, so the next question is, what did I do with all the stuff? Well, that answered my question, because it all fell to the ground. Do you like how there's no rhyme or reason to these videos? You like that? One thing I'm a little perturbed at John Deere. Why didn't they make that casting where it held the square of the bolts? You know, they could have just as easily done that, and then you wouldn't have to have a wrench. Still gonna put up a struggle bus, isn't it? How can this be? Get off of there, you. Well, let's see if we can do it with this. This is what we used the other day. Boy, that's loose as can be. Okay. Well, what just happened? Did the nut fall? Oh, the nut and the washer fell off. So it's loose enough that it should easily come off. Come on. There's no good way to get in there and hit it either where it needs to be. That's dumb. That's dumb. That's nuts. Just got to use physics. Not quite. Let's put this back in before we lose it. Now, come on. Man, that sucks. It's almost off. Come on. There. All right. I think that will successfully make it where I can get on this tractor again. So that's good. Now we really need to pick up all our tools and stuff, because yeah, I got stuff scattered absolutely everywhere. I don't know anymore, friends. It's just getting away from me, you know? Too much stuff going on. So I'll shut you off. I will get you, I'll bring you back whenever there's something else going on here, like we're ready to do the thing. I think that I'm gonna pull it in there, and I think that's open, like there's room. So I'll bring you back in a minute. All right, let's just use this tractor to do what we want to do. I think we can pull it with this. Plus that saves me having to do two, you know, well, I'll probably have to anyway, because I'll need a loader tractor to shove it in the building, but sure. I also got a regulator. We should probably order a wiring harness and get this lined out, because we're going to need it bad. I did last night look up online and order fuel line stuff and what have you. This actually goes with that fuel valve, which is impossible to find, but I managed to find one. And then there's another piece I'm going to be missing, the way it looks, that's like a short end of shaft, which we can make that. And then I ordered the fuel line that goes from here to there. So hopefully we can figure out how to make that go. If we can't, well, I don't know. We'll come up with something. That's what I'm saying. Did we turn the fuel on? Probably not. All right, horsey. We need to charge the battery. My starter button wants to stick too. could still feel a little bit of compression. Let's see if we can get on here now. Oh yeah. It's tight, but it'll go. That's what she said. See, we were going to try not to get these muddy, but that ship's about to sail. Hard to drive one-handed with these. Need a chain too. Ah, there's probably one up there. Down, you wild horse. You got too hot. Oh, that ain't gonna work at all. That wants to pull it. Man. All right, let's try that hookup. There. That should follow us. Single front wheel. Different animal. Never had one before. Our tank that we're going to use. All right, friends. Lucky for me, Dad happened along, and I said, hey, while you're here, why don't you help me get this inside this building? So he did. So now we can work on this. And I've been thinking about it, and I think what I want to do first is put my new tank on so that it doesn't get scuffed up. Because this one, the old boy, when he was working on it, he got this just totally, I mean, it looks terrible. So I want to put the other one on here, and I think I'll probably wait till the very end to put the decals on, just because I want to make sure that everything lines up with the hood and all that stuff. So, how to begin? Well, first thing we're going to do is throw all the tools to the ground. That's step one on any project that I do. I like to do that. But I think step one is really going to be, we're going to get all the fuel lines out of the way, because we got to do that anyway to get the hood on. We got to have that thing loose, which it was already loose before, and then I put it back, you know, so we could try to run it. But we are actually going to be taking everything off of this time, you know. We're going to be taking off not only the carburetor, but the fuel pump as well, because I've got a rebuild kit for it. And what we're going to find, I bet you, is that valve doesn't totally shut it off. So it's probably going to leak the whole entire time that I got this apart. Because why not, friends? Why not? And I think what we decided last time was that basically you have to have every line loose if you want this to come out of here. How do we want to do that one? I don't know. We'll see what we can get loose. I'm pretty sure he had both of these loose. So I guess we'll just take it all loose and pull that thing down so that we can stick it up through the hood once the hood's on. Because there's really no other way you're going to get that the way that it should be. So, sure. Can you see anything there? Trying to decide if, am I really doing it right here, you know? It looks like my pal who fixed it up must have either made all new fuel lines or he cleaned them up good, because they seem to be all like they come loose. However, the paint's chipping off of them, so I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and try to polish them up or something. Oh boy. Could I get that off of there without... I don't know. Switch to up here. That's too big. I need the 1/2 inch one, or the 13 millimeter, as the case may be. We'll take both of the, actually, we'll take that one off the carburetor. We'll take this one loose here. And if I do this right here in a minute, I should be able to pull this whole thing up out of there. But I need to get the rest of the... Okay, I need to do some more work here at the bottom first, or it's not going to do what I want. Okay. I just get this out of the carburetor, or not. That one's not wanting to come loose because I'm turning it tight, and I should be turning it loose. Get this off of there. Maybe. Basically, we're going to have every line loose. I'm hitting you every single time. There. put this thing aside. Whoa, whoa. Okay, now we need to get this one loose. That was no problem. I did notice that when I dumped that one line, it was super rusty, nasty. So we probably need to blow out all the lines before we put her back together, because it's obviously had some traumatic stuff happen to it in its last days, you know. Let's see here. I bet these are going to be 5/8. You know why I knew that? Because that's the size I didn't bring. And I bet you that will not, there's no way that a ratcheting wrench will fit in there. So I better just get a regular box end and an open end and what have you. And then we're going to do our fuel tank swap. He's still got it kind of loose-ish, so whatever. But if the new one's in there, in my thinking, then it won't be at risk of anything bad happening. And I am kind of wondering, a guy should probably cut some strips of exhaust wrap to put under here for the tank to sit on, shouldn't he? I mean, wouldn't that make sense, instead of just letting her eat like it is? I think I would feel better about that. So 5/8 wrench, and I'm going to see if I can find that exhaust strap. I wish my small brain could comprehend where it was, because I just saw it the other day. I just remember thinking, oh, there's that brand new roll of exhaust strap I bought. And I bet you today I won't be able to find it for anything. So anyway, let me go grab some stuff, and then we'll try to swap tanks. All right, are you going to believe that I actually found both things that I was looking for? I'm trying to decide how to make myself the most room here. I just need to work under here, maybe. Might have to go to both sides to do it too, because I'm trying to find places to put the camera all the time. What I'm getting at, though, is I think this side was loose. I could see that he has taken this loose. So that's why I'm proceeding with this one first. And then we'll decide what to do past that. A lot of times you don't even have to take them all the way off. You can just do that number there. So I think I will. But I do wonder about if the new one is going to take, it's going to have to be more loose. If I put exhaust wrap under it, it's going to raise it up just ever so slightly. It'll be just enough to be annoying, and then I won't be able to get it back on. It's one of those, friends. All right. Now the back one, I probably got to take the back one totally off, or a good ways off, because I don't know where it would escape to. Well, maybe I can make it work. It's just, it's got that extra filler for the small tank sticking out the back. If he hadn't scuffed this tank up so bad, I probably would have just tried to run it off the small tank, to be honest with you, because I don't think that would have hurt a thing. All right. Can we? Look at that piece of rubber felt. Wonder if my pal did that or this guy did that. Ooh. Wonder if I got to go out the other way. bet I do. There's so much stuff in the way. Let's put our gun barrel, set our gun barrel brake, and it'll hold it out of the way. Can we not get this out without taking the steering shaft out? That would be terrible. This is probably why it's all scuffed up. Okay. Let's pause before something stupid happens. I think I'm going to take the back band totally off, but I'm also going to try to take this loose. Which is dumb because it's full of fuel, friends. And I don't know how I'm going to get it out, so I'm going to try red pliers. Red pliers. Come on. Oh, yeah. I really should be ready with a fuel plug. Should have drained the fuel out, but I didn't. Red pliers, ooh. I don't know why I'm worried about it, other than trying to not make a mess. Look at that. That's probably why she didn't run. Full of trash again. We got to work on that real good before we put it back. All right. I got to go to the other side, I think. That's all she took. Boy, that tank feels like it's full of garbage. Oh, I should have put down the new stuff, but I didn't. All right, that's gonna look snazzy. We need to cut our strips, which we didn't do. I don't know if you heard that or not, but when I moved that other tank, it sounded like we were moving gravel, sticks, and all kinds of stuff in there. So very obviously, it was full of trash. So we're helping this. No matter what we do, we're helping. Okay, how much do we think? This wrap is a little bit different than the stuff I've used before, and I don't know if I like it as well, only because you can't see, but you will in a minute. It wants to fray real bad on the edges. So I don't know that I'm crazy about that. That's pretty good. I don't know if this is necessary or not. Right now it seems like it's not because of all the strings that are developing immediately after doing this. Okay. Now if we put the top one back on, that one we can't tighten because we got to wait till the hood's on, because I'm pretty sure the band goes over the hood. And then the hood will be sandwiched between there and there. Do we want to try to, if I use this stuff, I really need to trim it down. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, because I'm gonna... What I'm gonna do is, like, I'm going to try to cut a little bit off of this. And I don't know how it's gonna go. I'm sure you could buy this in a narrower width, which is probably what I should have done. Or not. I don't think this is going to go good. I think we're going to table that idea, maybe. Maybe we'll use the rubber that the guy had before, because I don't think I'm going to get this cut nicely. If nothing else, we'll find another something. I don't know. I don't know if that really was on there or not. That might just be my... I don't know. We'll see. Let's see about scratching our back with a piece of fuel line. That works pretty good. Now, what I want to do is, let's put this back down part way. I mean, that's bound to be about where it's supposed to be. I guess it could go a little bit like that. I think we're going to have to wait to put her down for keeps till we actually get it where we need to be. So maybe we need to just walk away. But we can put in we need to put in these valves, but man, that is plugged. It is plugged solid, friends. It is not just a little, it's a lot. No matter what we do, it's bound to be better than it is, right? I think it had a standpipe on it at one time, but that ship sailed. Yeah, it is plugged. There's part of the disaster that's come out of there. And we're going to have deer flies bother us. Yeah, we need to clean that real good before we put that in for keeps. So maybe we need to just wait a minute here. We do need to get the one out of the back of the... We need to get that one out. There you can see the patch of shame. Patch of shame. There we go. Oh, I bet it was supposed to have that on it. That's long gone. Obviously, he was not using this. Either guy was not using this tank. So that's fine. I just wanted to know it was... I just wanted to know it was good to go. See if we can get this in there. All right, here running out of battery, and you got too hot, but I got this all plumbed up again. It's all put back where it belongs. So all I got to do now is rebuild the stuff and then finish putting things together. But what I got to do is take this carburetor off. And I have a feeling that that might prove to be a struggle bus. We actually put this clip in because it didn't have anything. It kept popping out. And now, of course, we regret that because it's not going to want to come off of there. Look at all that. Come on out of there, buddy boy. Oh, come on. If I can't get it, I know who can. Red blurs. Come on. There we go. Let loose. All right. We're getting there. Let's just take that out of the way. Now I think there's a little more than meets the eye. And what I mean is, we got the two like we put down tight last time, but we also have to take off this. And I think that's 3/8 or 7/16. But we're gonna have to have that because the governor linkage jobby is in our way. Ooh, also I see that the manifold is cracked and has had previous weld repair. So I hope it's not cracked beyond usage. Now, these two should come loose because we just had them loose. All right, that's not going to be a problem. Let's get, I'm going to go grab a smaller wrench and maybe a rag to cover this hole when we take it off. All right, will you make it to the end of the adventure? I don't know, but we're sure going to try. See, ideally, this won't be very long that we have this apart because I have all the stuff. Now in practice, will it work that way? Probably not. We'll find something terrible that we gotta deal with, and then that'll hold up our progress. But basically inside of this is a whole bunch of linkage that runs the governor part of the carburetor. FARMALL like to do that. They like to have enclosed linkage. And so that adds a new wrinkle to the stinkle. You know what I mean? Oh, come on. I'm sure that this is all full of trash based on how terrible the tank looked, you know? So that's why we're gonna just do it the right way. Look at that, beautiful. So there's what's in there. Oh, and the cotter pin's already gone off of it. So, interesting. Somebody's been in here. What a shocker. And they've got her cobbled. What a shocker, you know? Got to get this nut from underneath as we go. There we go. Got those out. Let's put those in the toolbox so we don't lose them. Got that off. We'll have to read up on adjustment because we don't know. We don't know. That's kind of oily, watery nastiness. I sure hope she didn't get a ton of water in her. Sitting out there. Let's just cover you up there. See? Sleepy time. Sleepy time. Well, the last thing, friends, I want to pull this off of there. Is it designed in such a way where a guy could get it out of there? Or is it going to be an eternal struggle bus? I think we all know the answer to that. But it sure was nice to think that maybe we could get it easy. I don't really know how a guy is supposed to. Well, maybe he could get a... Okay. That one's not tight, so somebody else has already had that hard to get to one and given up and done the thing. So that's nice. We might have to take the glass bowl off to get that, to get room to get that out of there. I don't know. But it's coming off, friends. It's coming off. Let's see. This was just finger tight, I think, so. Can we get in there? Sure. Maybe we could have even got a socket in there. I don't know. But I know sockets didn't really exist when these tractors were built, so pretty well everything on them should be able to be accessed by wrenches. Ooh. Interesting. It is a pin style fuel pump. Very interesting. Okay. Nice. Nice. This is an AC brand fuel pump, so I'm pretty sure that's what the kit that I got was, so we're good there. All right, friends, we're going to call this video here. If you wanted to see more, I'm sorry, but I'll try to record taking stuff apart, and we'll make a video out of that. But for now, we're going to be happy with what we got so far, which is stuff removed, tractor in shed, new fuel tank on, and we will bring you back, friends, when we're ready to put her together, and hopefully it will be a runner. It always was before. I don't know why it wouldn't be now. So that's what we'll do. As always, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking and subscribing and all that stuff. Everything you do helps the channel. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.